Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Global Mass Meditation Live. David and Kelly here, my divine sacred union counterpart. We are gearing up for a very powerful meditation tonight. Wherever you're from in the world, welcome. Please keep any comments in the live chat kind. It kind of ties into the theme of today's show, which is really about, and the meditation is going to be about, finding unity or moving one step closer to unity from the division, which is running rampant a little bit on the planet right now. We've allowed that to happen, and it's time to just course correct a little bit. And it's through us, the family of light, the Lightworkers, who will lead the charge. And if you're watching this, you are one of them.
Well, you're right. There's really so much division, and there's just so much to fight about. And there's so much happening in the world where you can be on one side and someone's on the opposing side. So that's really what we've been noticing a lot and talking about this week. We do have some exciting stuff coming up later this week. We appreciate everybody who gave us feedback. We did a really interesting poll this week on do you believe that the earth is flat or do you believe that the earth is round? And that was just super interesting to see where everybody's head is at. And again, it's so funny because it's really such a divisive topic. And it's really even creating separateness just to throw a question out there and to talk about that sort of thing. But stay tuned because we are going to be going live this week and just doing a show where we just talk about this and we talk about the poll results and a lot of good stuff that's going to come out of it. So basically how we're going to create unity through division and through separateness. And this meditation is going to be kind of an entry point. And then super exciting news, we are going to be doing our very first podcast. Yes, you heard it here first, our very first podcast at the end of the month, January 30th. Which is also very much going to tie into this theme. Sorry, my nails are really long right now.
This is clawed me like a panther.
I'm very excited.
We just pulled Pookie from the kitchen making a shepherd's pie. So
I'm sweating and busy and life goes on, but we're so grateful for you joining us here tonight. And this is going to be an incredibly powerful meditation. We've got tons of energies. Mercury retrograde just ended yesterday, and we have no planets in retrograde now from now until April 21st. So now is finally the time we can start coming out of our shell and taking some action and doing stuff. So and I'm feeling it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Anyone new to the channel, we practice a lot of teachings from all different sides of the coin. As far as the ancient teachings go, and maybe even some more modern day teachings. We try and make it palatable for you or for anyone who is looking to get into spirituality, and it goes all the way through to some quite complex teachings. But our theme really for the platform is bridging the gap. And there's going to be so many people who are wanting to get out of the matrix, move into a more of a high vibrational state right now. So before we get going to today's meditation, we do ask that you share this meditation with someone you think might fit into that category. If we can categorize people, which I don't like to do, but if we can find as many people as we can right now to just become awake and aware and come together, not necessarily through our teachings. We don't believe that we are teachers. We're just sharing our journey, actually. We're not really teaching anything. We're just sharing our experiences and passing them on. And some of them resonate. Anything that doesn't resonate, leave where it is tonight and take what does. But do please share this because we're trying to reach as many people as possible right now. It's so important to do the things we're going to be doing tonight, in our opinion. And it's going to help you. It's a practice that we do multiple times a week, and it's going to help you move through the ego. Now, when people talk about things and tricks and tips of how to get rid of the ego, there's only really one. Although I'll look two fingers. There's only really one. And there we go. Salute for you military folk. There's only really one, and that's to build your relationship with the divine. And that can be your higher self, it can be God, it can be both. And we're going to go into that tonight. We're going to use a practice from Jesus the Christ. We're going to be working with Jeshua tonight. It's going to be a very powerful one. I can personally attest to it working. So stick around for that in about 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, so we'll start our meditation very soon in about 4 to 5 minutes. So grab what you guys need, Kleenex, water, whatever you need to be comfortable. Go to the bathroom if you need to. We do always talk just a little bit before the meditation. We like to check in with you guys. We like to check in with the energies. It seems like so much happens during even just a 1 week span when we don't see you guys and talk to you guys, and we go through so much and we grow through so much in 1 week. So there is some really, really great comments. They're just kind of coming in, but I know a lot of people are saying, like one of them was saying, she feels like in that one right up there. I feel like an alien here. Nothing resonates, and I can see completely through the 3D veil of illusion.
It's a gentleman.
That's okay. Sorry, Robert. Like I said, everything just kind of flashes and then goes on our screen. But what you said, I think it resonates with all of us that is here tonight, that is present for this meditation. We really do see through all the lies, all the deception, all the corruption, but there's so many out there that don't. And that's what I mean. We're so divided right now with the people who are completely going through life unconscious and the ones that are just completely awake and aware to everything that's going on. So how do we bridge the gap and see them as an extension from God and, show them the same love and compassion? And that's the unity. And that's what we are really talking about, because they're as much a part of us as we are a part of them in the reality of the situation. So before we get started, I do want to just remind everybody that is joining us from either the GFL station or Above and Beyond Duality. If you guys are logged in from another channel that is not our main channel, the Sunflower Life Official, please hop over and join us on that channel on the Sunflower Life Official. And otherwise, as soon as this live stream ends, you're going to lose the meditation. So if you're joining us like half an hour after we start and we end the live, your stream is going to end. So just make sure that you guys are following our main channel, the Sunflower Life Official, and then you can have all the replays and you can come and watch this meditation after the fact.
Yeah, and the litmus test for tonight, really, and it's an ongoing thing as we move through the ego and just build our relationship to the higher self, is for you, if you come into a discourse where people have got different opinions to you, and typically people don't do this in the real world because it evokes confrontation, but they do it online a lot. If you come into a discourse and there's a trigger word, the V word, I'm not going to say it on camera, flat earth, religion, if that dialogue is against your viewpoint, do you feel the need to chime in? Must you chime in and share your opinion and share your debate criteria, whatever it is, or will you sit back and say, okay, that's interesting, I'll send that love and light? So there's a litmus test for you to do after this meditation, or when you feel like you don't know where your ego is at. Because if you're feeling the need to chime in, my friend, and we've all done this, you have an imbalance in your ego. You're leading with your ego. You're leading through the lower chakras in a negative way, because what your ego will do is it will try and use your BS. We all have it. Belief systems. Don't worry, relax.
I like that.
To present to the world, to connect to your identity, to make you feel safe and secure, whatever it is. So that's a little litmus test for you, because some of the things we go into tonight may be potentially triggering, and that's a good thing because it's really an indicator to see where you're at. Can you walk into a fierce debate that's completely opposed to what you believe in, and can you hold the space, which is a real challenge for the collective right now.
Absolutely. Like when you think about, being alone and seeing your point of view and your perspective so clearly, do you see others as wrong? Do you feel that you're right and they're wrong? And then do you go as far as telling people that they're wrong and that you're right? So yeah, we just have to be careful, because our mission as light workers is to speak truth. But sometimes when we speak our truth, our BS, our belief system, are we really helping the cause, or are we just creating further opposition? So tonight in this meditation, we are focusing on unification. We're focusing on the you in unification, because that is what you can control. And you might be triggered if you are stuck in your belief system and you're super, attached to what you think is right. Then, you might not like us very much tonight.
You're operating through the ego if you do that. If you're consistently speaking to someone in absolutes and they don't believe what you believe and you're debating, you're acting through your ego. And that's why the debates get so much attention. That's why it's so rampant right now. The powers that be know exactly how the human psyche works that hasn't moved beyond the ego. And so all these little traps that are set up to trip us up, we've all, Kelly and I know exemptions to this rule. I think we've become aware of it just at the right time. So we're doing a lot of work to move through it. I'm going to share that with you tonight. But they absolutely know how to plant little seeds, and we do the division, guys. It's nothing to do with them. It's nothing to do with the dark forces. All they do is they plant stuff. If we water it, it will grow. So we need to stop watering these negative branches because they're not serving the higher plan and they're keeping us very distracted.
It seems like a lot of you that are in the comments, you already know, it's not right and wrong and white and black, and you don't look at things that way. You've already kind of, moved above duality to some degree. So again, if you know someone who's just kind of like teetering, still really in that 3D, still in that ego, maybe they're a good person to share this meditation with. And tonight, this is just a good reminder. It's a good reminder. So if you're here, everything we need to say, you need to hear it. And we're just called to share what we share. So
we'll do a little Q&A at the end of the meditation. So stick around till after the meditation. But
somebody was asking where they can find the meditation on our website. So potentially we could talk about that after.
We'll go into that in a minute.
We will do some website stuff on a separate live this week as well.
So whatever you resonate with tonight, guys, take with you. Whatever doesn't resonate, just leave it where it is. And ask some questions of yourself. Be reflective every night, hopefully, but be reflective of yourself after tonight's meditation and throughout your week. Throughout your days, and you'll continually get better. Self-reflection is the key to moving forward if you've got a growth mindset. If you haven't, then don't worry. But if you do, which I guarantee most of you, if not all of you, what you do, self-reflection. How did I serve the divine plan of humanity? How did I become more of a spouse to my partner? Whatever it is in reflection you're growing towards.
Absolutely. And a lot of us are, we're talking about being right and wrong, our beliefs in comparison to somebody else. Tonight's meditation is going to be looking at our beliefs as the fact that a belief itself is an illusion and is ego. So we're gonna dive deep and we're gonna get to it now. So do you have a slideshow?
We're not doing slideshow today. We're going to jump straight in.
Settle down, honey.
So let me begin some music, my friends.
And I'm on the bowl again. So for those of you that enjoyed that last week, here we go.
All right, guys. So let's, I know there's a bit of a chat rolling here. So let's just move out of the
excitement.
Move out of the lower chakras. Let's move into the higher chakras. And this is your work that you're doing. So let's take it seriously, but not personally.
I love that.
Yeah, let's pay attention to ourselves and let's remember that we're all here together. We're all just growing up spiritually together, and we all must hold compassion and empathy for each other through all these things. And belief systems is going to be one that we're going to dive into tonight. So,
let's just take a couple of deep breaths. It's been a big energy day. David and I woke up to an absolute beautiful sun shining day, and it seems like we haven't seen the sun in weeks. So we made sure to get outside and just enjoy and connect with nature, and now we're excited to connect with all of you tonight. It's going to be a good one.
So let's We invite you to close your eyes at this time and find the most comfortable position for you to spend the next 30 to 40 minutes in meditation in.
Let's say 45.
Whatever it will be. There's no time limits, no limitations. Let's just be abundantly comfortable. And a good exercise to get relaxed is just to tense your muscles up and then completely let them go. You can do that with your whole body if you like. Do that with the breath. Breathe in and tense up. And then let go and release all the tension from your muscles. Because this is a topic which we can get stuck in the lower chakras with. So let us best prepare to do this work tonight from the higher chakras. So let us breathe together, take 2 or 3 more deep breaths. Breathe in the light, feel the connection to source and your higher self. We'll begin with Alice Bailey's soul invocation. You can follow along with the words out loud if you like, or just listen to them in your mind's ear. Whichever you feel right to do is right for you.
Did you layer in the music?
Yeah. I am the Christ of God, the one with the God vibration and power. I now send forth my Christ-endowed thought, word, and deed. They do accomplish all things instantly through the power of my Christ itself in perfection. So breathe, 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 breathe deeper. Let us recite Alice Bailey's soul invocation, bringing the soul closer to the physical body. I am the soul. I am the light divine. I am love. I am will. I am divine design. I call upon the pillar of the pure white light. Descend upon us, form all around us, move through us now. I ask for the presence of the I am that I am. Merge and join with us now. So be it, and so it is. So let us take one more deep breath in as we bring in the archangels from the 4 directions. The purposes of protection and holding the light energies, holding the space for us. Beginning in the east, we invite Archangel Raphael to join us, the Archangel of Air, whose energy color is green. Invite and breathe in the green energies now. And from the south, Lord Michael, Archangel Michael, the Archangel of Fire, whose energy color is blue. Bring in those blue energies into the space. And from the west, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel of Water, whose energy color is diamond white. Invite Gabriel into the space now to hold the space and hold the light. And from the north, finally, Archangel Uriel, Archangel of Earth, whose energy color is red. Bring in Uriel to the north now. 4 archangels, 4 directions. Feel the protection overlighting us in tonight's meditation. And joining us in the circle in the middle for the purposes of amplifying the highest white light frequencies. We ask for the presence of Jesus the Christ, Saint Germain the loved one, Zoroaster the king, Zarathustra the magi, Lao Tzu the old sage, the Buddha, Babaji the eternal one, Lahiri Mahasaya the smiling guru, Sri Yukteswar the teacher, Paramahansa Yogananda the gift, El Moria the Lord of the first ray, Kuthumi the great guiding light, Dwal Kul the master teacher, Paul the Venetian, Serapis Bey the Lord of Ascension, Hilarion the bringer of joy, the English master Douglas Baker, the keeper of this ashram, Krishna the avatar, Kuan Yin the incandescent one, Aina the ninth dimensional guide, Mohammed the prophet, and Joshua who walked with God. The masters in all of us, Yahweh in all of us, saviors in us, the family of light. Take a deep breath in through the nose and hold. Activate the pineal gland and hold. And release. And when ready, take another deep breath in through the nose and hold. Activate, activate. And release. And when ready, a final deep breath in and hold. Light up the cave and hold. And release. Let us go a level deeper as we begin tonight's energy work.
Hello, family of light, and welcome to tonight's guided meditation. As always, take what resonates and leave behind what does not. We are here to share what we are guided to at this time. Trust the universe. If you are hearing this, then it's exactly what you need to hear. We have been feeling the polarity, seeing the division all around us. And this message is unification through separation. But first and foremost, the highest importance that we can suggest is to look at you. For you are the creator of your life. You decide what experience you are having here on this physical earth plane. It is not your environment, your family, the people around, or your job that determines your quality of life. It is your own belief system, as you know, that determines how you think, feel, and perceive the things around you. Nothing outside of you has any power over you. And if you believe that it does, then again, you are creating and you are allowing this to be. It isn't always easy to hear, and I'm sure there are many reasons that are used to explain any type of situation, whether there is dis-ease present or some other type of difficulty that is limiting, such as health issues or behavioral disorders. For example, ADHD is a very common thing that people identify with having these days. And I will say, yes, if you believe you have ADHD, then indeed you will have it. This is your truth, and you believe it, and therefore you have created it. And yes, you are that powerful. But for those who have eyes to see that the ones who believe they are limited are simply choosing to give their power away. So indeed, there is truth, and then there is our truth. There is truth, and then there are the limiting beliefs that we have convinced ourselves are truth. And belief is different for everyone, because a belief is something that is based on a unique personal experience and perspective. I know that what I'm saying can be triggering for some, especially if you are very firm in your own beliefs and have already accepted them as the highest truth. But not everyone will see things as you do, no matter how hard you try to convince others to make them see. This is just something we must learn to let go of, to surrender and accept. If what I am saying is prompting resistance and you do not accept it as truth, that is perfectly okay. If what I am saying is triggering any low vibrational feelings like anger or judgment, then try and channel this reaction in order to recognize that there is an opportunity here. For I am simply a reflection asking you to look deeper within yourself. So again, if anything I am speaking is causing conflict, then ask yourself the hard question: why is this making me feel this way? And if the answer is because I know for a fact that I really do have ADHD or some type of disease that is limiting me, then I ask you another question. Is it fair to assume that at the deepest level, you believe there is really something wrong with you? That you believe your brain or body does not work optimally for a reason that is beyond your control? We don't always ask ourselves the hard questions. So when others question our beliefs, it is easy to become defensive. But there is no need for this. Just allow yourself to be open and honest and feel what you feel. Let the emotions move through you and feel where they come up in the body. If you have very strong beliefs about yourself, the world, control structures, is it possible that having a reason, justification, or an explanation is just something that makes us feel more secure? Is it possible that we are just attached to the story because we've been telling it to ourselves for so long that we just identify with it? Is it possible that this is an ego trap? That we are just repeating unconscious patterns of our own behaviors? Is it possible that our entire set of beliefs is just a series of choices, a distortion of free will? Again, I am purely here to ask the questions with the hopes that you will begin to ask yourself the hard questions. Take them into your individual meditation. Get quiet and ask your higher self. The truth is that in many cases, it is our own belief system which creates division. We believe, they do not. Therefore, we are separate. We are not the same, so we cannot be friends. But as we are moving now into the fourth density, we are moving towards a place of truth and accountability. And we cannot move from where we are in the third density, in the darkness, without first going through the dark. And that is exactly what we are here to do, to shine the light on all of the dark corners of self, so that we can proceed towards the light together, free of all limitation. So, what I'm suggesting, if you are struggling mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually, it is time to get very honest with self and realize that through free will choice, we have all created our current realities that we are each experiencing, and only we ourselves can change that. That does not mean that we cannot help each other. However, we cannot do the healing for anyone else. They too must be ready and willing to walk the difficult path. We cannot help those who aren't willing to help themselves. We cannot make others change or move or make them wake up. They must be willing. Free will is always a choice that comes into play. On our next note, you don't have to do anything aside from the individual work on your own self. This is enough. To be the example is always the most effective way to reach others. This means at your own pace, at your own time. The way you need to heal and learn and grow is precisely the way for you. You are enough, and you are exactly where you need to be. And no matter where you are, you will influence others, and you will impact the collective. Have you heard the saying that hurt people hurt others? Well, I'm here to tell you that healed people heal others, and safe people shelter others, and free spirits free others, and enlightened people illuminate others. Love always wins. So shine your love light on all who may cross your path in this life, because what you do matters. We are all beacons for others, and those souls who share the same frequency will be drawn in closer. One exercise is to look at the people who are in your life, the people around you and those closest to you, and how they make you feel. Their energy can tell you a lot about your own, especially when we are surrounded by those that often trigger us. Again, this has nothing to do with them. It is merely an opportunity for you to heal and to look deeper within. Everything in this life is a gift, should you decide to see it that way, just as everything in this life is a burden, should you decide to see it that way. The law of one states, the experience of the self in solitude, combined with the practice of meditation, is an important part of one's self-development. However, the quickest way to learn is in dealing with others. This is a much greater catalyst. Dealing with self without others is much like going through life without mirrors. Thus, each will aid another through reflection. Remember, dear ones, there is no right or wrong way of being. Some love the light, some love the darkness. It is a matter of unique and infinitely various choosing. All experiences are available, and it is the free will of each entity who chooses their form of pleasure and their form of play. Suffering is a choice. So is joy. So is peace. So go forth now and choose the life you wish to experience.
So we have come to the practical part of tonight's meditation. And as we enter into this space, let us take a deep breath in and let go of any energies still not serving us. Let us go into imagination mode to best utilize this practice, whatever you see is right for you. So let us begin with bringing our awareness to the heart center. I like to imagine a golden white sun just glowing in the center of my chest, expanding the rays outwards. Take a moment to feel it in your chest. Feel the love light energies from the heart space now. You may feel a warmth, a glowing. As we go deeper, you notice that the golden white light gets brighter and brighter, like a flash about to happen, moving very slowly, getting brighter and brighter until it blinds you, but not uncomfortably. And as the light comes back to normal, you notice you are in a familiar place, your pyramid of light, your personal pyramid of power. You can come here any time of day to do any kind of work you wish to. It is a sacred place. It is your safe space. In the center of the pyramid is a great crystal table. And underneath the table burns a great violet flame. Above the table is a giant quartz crystal that goes all the way up to the tip of the pyramid. As you walk towards the table in the center of the pyramid, you notice a golden white figure standing just before the table. The energy feels calm and safe and perfectly loving, almost like the Creator itself is in embodied form. As you move closer, you're well aware now of who this is, who's come to work with you tonight. It is our elder brother, Jesus the Christ. You are invited to lie down on the table and relax. You find the crystalline table is perfectly comfortable. Perfectly safe. You close your eyes and settle into an even deeper meditation. And as you do, Jesus walks over and places a hand on your glowing chest, over your heart. Beloved one, this is a practice that you can do anytime you wish. It is a practice that will connect you to infinite intelligence, should you wish it to. If you wish to move beyond the ego, the reactionary states of being, and act through your higher self, this will be a great exercise for you. I must impress upon you that this meditation should eventually be as simple as slipping into a gentle sleep. The purpose of this practice is to enable you and your entire consciousness to move beyond the boundaries of intellect and reason. With this practice, it will help you become a relief from the thoughts and the stresses of your ego pressures that you have allowed to create for you on the earth plane. I went through all of this just before my activations as a human being. In the world of imagination, the ego may or may not be dormant. Pay attention to how it feels for you in this practice. Before we begin, there must be a willingness, a great letting go of the hold of the ego. Even if you're unsure as to what that looks or feels like, you can talk to your ego now. Let it know that you are so grateful for all the things it has shown you in contrast, but you are now ready to take one step further beyond it. Before we begin tonight's practice, prepare by fully realizing you are about to make contact with the divine consciousness, both within and transcendent your consciousness. Therefore, it is also out there and all around you as well. Ponder on these things, beloved one. Remember at all times that what you think about is what you are tuning into. Your thoughts are searchlights making contact with what you seek. Know this, and you will find your faith strengthening. Your faith remains weak, perhaps, because you only hope or wish or magnetically want to tune into life consciousness, because you hope you will derive some benefit from the exercise. Whilst infinite universal consciousness is not the mythical God on high as depicted by the Old Testament in some religions, it is the infinitely powerful reality everywhere present, manifesting its own designing, intelligence, evolutionary, loving, caring for all that it has brought into being. We will shortly be getting in touch with Father, Mother, Divine Life, which is ever active within your entire system and the universe. Remember, it is in equilibrium within the infinite universal dimension and active within the world. Father activity sets the goals. Mother love directs the way the plans will be developed to promote the highest good of that which is being adapted or healed or protected. Father, Mother, Life Consciousness has many names. Another name is Divine Life Consciousness. Let us begin tonight's activation. Before you do, to enter your meditative state, memorize this prayer so that the words will become your own. When you feel completely comfortable and ready, begin your meditation with these words. Say them slowly and visualize the meaning of each word to enable you to enter into the consciousness of the word and enable the energy consciousness of the word to enter into your deepest self. As you say these words now, bring your awareness and your gaze towards your forehead between your eyes. You may know this as the third eye area. Know that you are about to connect to Divine Father, Mother God, Divine Life Consciousness. Repeat these words out loud or in your mind's ear. Father, Mother Life, you are my life, my constant support, my health, my protection, my perfect fulfillment of every need, and my highest inspiration. I ask you to reveal the true reality of yourself. I know it is your will that I shall be fully illumined, that I may better receive awareness of your presence within and around me. I believe and I know that this is possible. I believe and I know this is happening now. I believe that you protect and maintain me within perfect love. I know that my eventual purpose is to express you in my lifetime, Father, Mother, God. As I speak and connect to you now, I know that you are perfectly receptive of me, for you are universal, loving intelligence, which has so marvelously designed this world and brought it into visible form. I know that as I ask you to speak to me, I am sending out a consciousness searchlight, reaching into your divine consciousness. And as I listen, You are now penetrating my human consciousness and coming ever closer to my increasingly receptive mind and heart. Father, Mother God, I commit myself and my life now into your care. Relax deeper now, beloved one. Let your mind go blank. If thoughts intrude, gently tell yourself, divine life, or Father, Mother life, to quieten your mind. Feel yourself moving beyond the poles of the ego. Feel your entire body filling up with golden white light. Feel a lightness of spirit. Feel the great divine electromagnetic energies running through every cell of your body. Take a moment to breathe and revel in this wonderful space. Take a deep breath in, fill the cells with light. Beloved one, you do not need to be concerned with releasing the ego, dissolving the ego, killing the ego, or anything of such. All you need to do is connect to divine Father, Mother life. Clear the mind, open the heart, and receive. In doing so, the tendencies and practices and activation of the filter of the ego by which we have been conditioned to operate through will slowly and gently fall away. Know that the ego is so needed, for how would you come to this prayer and practice without being aware of the ego's presence? You feel a great warmth over your heart area. And open your eyes in your pyramid of light. Jesus helps you up to sit on the table. Places a hand upon your shoulder. His wonderful, piercing, all-knowing, loving eyes give you a knowing of yourself and your personal power, and also a great safety and a feeling of being loved by everything in creation. You are truly loved by God, no matter what you have done in this life or others. And it is time to pass this love on to whomever you reach in the physical world. For this is why you are here, beloved family of light. Share this practice with all who you feel will benefit from it. And together we will create a great shift in the world. It is up to you. No one is coming to do the work or to save you. This is the power within. This is the journey through the fourth dimension. with another great flash of golden white light. You are back in the space, wherever you are right now. Let us start to come back into the physical body whenever you are ready to do so. I will count from 5 to 0 to bring us back. 5, becoming aware of your environment. 4, moving your physical body, ankles and wrists and toes. 3, wiggling fingers, rolling shoulders around. 2, just feeling very physical in the body now. Moving the head around, shoulders up and down, around and round. 1, just moving the torso from side to side. And 0, whenever you're ready, eyes open, and come back into the physical space. Welcome back, friends.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you for being with us tonight. That concludes tonight's meditation. It's highly encouraged that you do that practice every single day. I can attest personally to its effectiveness. It does work, and it does help you move beyond the ego and so many other things. That's just a small byproduct of doing this work. But if you want to get through these little nuances that are holding you back, just go straight to the core and go straight to building a relationship with the divine, with your higher self, and everything else will fall away. And those of you who we encounter out there in the world, we know exactly who's doing the work and who isn't, who's saying they are and who isn't. But it's time to get real with ourselves, because the only way this planet shifts is with us. And we can really fool ourselves by thinking we're doing the work. But all you have to worry about right now is going within, healing whatever karma you have in this lifetime or others, and bringing the physical body back into resonance with the energetic body, with the divine. And that's going to look different for everyone. Everyone's got stuff to work through, but it's time to really be intentional about that. We encourage you to be that way. And as David Hawkins says, become that walking meditation, the light in the room that people don't want to leave. Don't be that energy that people want to leave. Be the opposite. And the only way you can do that and hold that is by doing this work. There is no way around it.
I love the last comment there. Cosmo Girl says Mary came in with Jesus, and I'm not surprised, because it really is that Father, Mother, Divine, God energy. God is not just the Father, it's the Mother, it's the feminine and the masculine, the wholeness, the completeness. So, you know, we talk so much about the truth and then our truth and where that varies. So our truth is that set of beliefs that we all carry, and that we've kind of been programmed to think a certain way, and think that the earth is round, and think that God is a male, and all of these things are just beliefs. But really the only truth is love, is light. So everything else is trivial. Everything else is material. Everything else is of the 3D, and it is man-made. And the only truth is information, is all-encompassing information and love. So the quickest way to, move into that space of truth is to, exactly what David said, connect with God, connect with the divine, connect with source, creator, the universe, whatever you want to call that, and choose love in every moment, because we're going to have so many encounters with people throughout the day who are doing funky stuff that we may not agree with. So just, filtering it through love, through the aspects of love, through forgiveness and understanding and patience and kindness and peace and joy. And whatever that looks like for you, move through love.
That's right. This is from this book, guys. I think Alicia just pointed that out. It is from Christ Returns and Speaks His Truth. And again, it's not about the messenger, it's about the message. What did you draw from it? Put it into practice. Does it work for you? Does your physical experience validate the belief system that you have? Have you got any physical experience with the belief system that you have? That's the topic for discussion, maybe for another day. A lot of people have strong opinions and strong belief systems with zero physical experience of the thing they believe and have an opinion on, which is one thing. It puts you in the space of being completely open to be manipulated, because the psychological warfare campaigns out there, many of them military grade, are designed to keep you in those belief systems and arguing and going back and forth. It's very well calculated and done, guys. What Shadowgate 1 and Shadowgate 2, I probably shouldn't say that now, two very interesting looks into how they do this stuff. And I've spoken to so many people on this, some in the depths of programs and things. But experience it for yourself before you have a belief system. That's always my encouragement. Whatever you believe, experience it. See how that ties into what you've convinced yourself. Because maybe it validates it, it's bang on, or maybe it doesn't.
Well, I'm not saying like don't have beliefs. I'm just saying to be so firm in them that you're so attached that we have to argue and we have to look down on other people who don't feel the same way that we do about stuff. Mm-hmm. There's some really amazing stuff going in the comments tonight. Thank you all for just being so present and so active and so engaged in all of these topics and the things that we talk about. And I know you brought up this book
it's really good,
that you kind of quoted from tonight. And this was somebody who actually channeled Jesus.
Supposedly, yeah.
But, it doesn't matter if it is like a channel or if it came even from the Bible, right? Like that's the same message is Matthew 16:23, where he says, "Get behind me, Satan. You are a stumbling block to me. You do not have in mind the concerns of God, but merely human concerns." So he's saying the same thing that we're talking about tonight. He's talking about the ego. So
we don't believe that, and this is our personal belief, you're welcome to yours, we don't believe that Satan is a physical being. There may be people who have behaved in a way that is the opposite of the light to perpetrate crimes against humanity and what we may call evil. Again, that's just a label, but very, very horrible acts of things. We don't believe that Satan is some horned devil in hell. We don't.
Or that hell is a place. Again, this is all things that we create, and these are just our constructs. So get behind me, Satan. He's talking about the ego. You are a stumbling block to me. He's saying the ego is holding me back because it is not the highest truth. It is not of love, of light. He is saying, this is not the concern of God, it's a human concern. So the ego is concerning itself with things that are man-made, things of the 3D, things of the material. So, we're moving beyond that. And the quickest way to do that is through love and through connecting with the divine and just focusing on the love light.
Whatever message you're teaching moves you to raise your vibration and express the unconditional love of the Creator through you in thought, word, and deed is a great teaching for you. And one that doesn't do that is probably not. But you must determine that. You must decide that. I think maybe before we log off, let's maybe throw a quick question and answer out. There's been a few questions flying around. If you guys have a question for us right now, we'll answer from our belief or our opinion, whatever that subject is. Maybe we can shed light on something for you. Maybe we can provide a contrast. I don't know, but we'll have a quick Q&A before we leave here.
Yeah, we'll do that really quick. I also just wanted to end and say that if you do need help and you are really struggling right now, please don't feel like you're alone. If you need any clarity from anything that we said in tonight's meditation, please don't hesitate to reach out. Did you want to throw our email up just on the screen there?
Sure.
So if you are struggling with disease or illness or depression or all of the above, and you are looking to help yourself, but you don't know where to start, you can, always just reach out to us. Again, we'd like to be of service to anybody who doesn't have the resources, or, you just maybe want advice or a place to start. We're not medical professionals by any means, but we can always help direct you or just listen if you don't have anybody to talk to. So please reach out to our email, which is the sunflowerlifedk. Is it up there?
It's across the ticker tape. So keep
it's off the ticker tape. Okay. The sunflowerlifedk@gmail.com. And if you wanted to be added to our mailing list to get notifications on upcoming shows and meditations, you can always hit us up there. And if the live ends before you have a Q&A, then obviously email it and we'll do our best to get back to you.
Totally.
Have you met your guardian angel?
Well,
there's so many of them.
We feel like we're sort of nudged at different stages of our journey. I'll speak to maybe my journey. I found a lot of the masters, the ones that we call in, have come to my attention and my presence over the last 2 or 3 years, specifically. And they really, along with the archangels, have provided a great guiding light for me. Ultimately, I don't rely on any particular guardian angel as such. I think we all have different entities and things like that. Some of us have agreed to go through life without knowing that. But I just like to connect to my highest self, my highest presence, and ask for the highest teaching, for the highest good of all. Whenever I seek guidance on something, I'll often go to Jeshua. I did the other night and received a response, and that's for another time. But you got to find what resonates with you and what particular beings resonate with you. So there's no right or wrong answer to that one, I think.
Probably the only mystical experience I had was with Archangel Gabriel, and it was a really, really intense healing moment for me. So I don't know if that is a guardian angel, but I would assume that the family members that I've had that have passed on are somewhat my guardian angels. I've felt their energy and their presence, of my grandma and my uncle as well, who have been there for me. And I believe that, before if they're coming back, if they're reincarnating, there's, a time period where they leave and they do healing, and they decide, what lessons they want to learn, and they make choices before they come back. So in that period of time, they can connect with us and be there for us and support us in some capacity when we need them. Again, whether that's how you guys feel.
Robert Mackey said, is it true the Arcturians are spearheading the ascension? It's a very interesting question. I would ask why you're interested in that, but I will provide some form of my opinion over it. I think and again, I've never had any personal experience with the Arcturians personally, so I can't, at least that I remember, so I can't comment from experience, but I can comment from more of a sort of a research perspective of how I have a layer of information on it. It could be completely wrong. But from my study of how the human genome was, and again, not through experience, through book research, the way the human genome came into being, there were a number of races involved. I think it was led by the Syrians. Some people have called branches of the Syrians the Anunnaki, which really means quintessentially from the stars. In my study and my belief, but the Syrians sort of spearheaded that in the groups, the ET groups, and there have been many more than this, by the way, in my understanding. The initial groups that helped with the human genome were the Arcturians, were the Pleiadians, were the Syrians, and sort of the Anunnaki branch out to a degree. And there's been, again, many delineations of the human genome, so there have been more. But yes, I do think the Arcturians are contributing to humanity's ascension in positive ways. The laws of non-interference are very real. And I know Daniel Scranton, who we've been in touch with a few times, has allowed us to share a lot of his teachings, which is wonderful. I've had some wonderful connects with Daniel. So that information does resonate. Yeah, but again, it won't bypass you connecting with your higher self and finding answers for your journey. So we encourage you to do that always.
And it does seem like there is a confederation. There is the council, if you may. So these are a group of many different types of beings from all over the galaxy, and they are kind of like guardians, gardeners.
Mm-hmm.
They really watch over Earth, and they are pushing us along, and they're the ones who are kind of overseeing the harvest, so to speak. So after a large amount of years and cycles, at the ending of a cycle, we either move on to the next density or dimension, or we're kind of forced to repeat that major cycle. So there are definitely groups, the Confederation, the Council, whatever you want to call that. There's actually different levels, almost like a hierarchy again. They just kind of oversee what is happening. And on the other side of that, there are dark forces and groups that are here trying to enslave humanity. And that is the very real reality, I guess, of living in such a polarized environment, is that there's always going to be equal dark and light, and that is why we're here, and that is what we're here to experience. So it really is the duality and the polarity that is like that energizer and causes action. It makes us move, it makes us choose. Where do we want to be? What do we want to do? Do we want to stay and repeat the same cycles and patterns? Do we want to evolve? Do we want to be service to self? Do we want to be service to others? So
some great books to read, and I would encourage you to pair that with going out under the stars and asking the Arcturians to communicate with you in the highest love light frequencies for the best of your soul's journey. And also right before you're asleep and right after you're asleep in Theta, if you're very curious about connecting to a higher being, there's no guarantee that they will answer you. And you will have to exercise your discernment with other beings that may come in. So be aware of this, be prepared for it. And if you're not ready to do that, don't. Because there is interfering. There are beings that will come in and present themselves as beings that are not those beings. So just be aware of this stuff.
As far as discernment goes, if it feels like fear and it feels like doom and gloom, that is obviously from a negative.
The Orion group. The negative Orion group.
If it feels like love and truth, then it's all about feelings. So now we're using our feelings to discern. And I know it's really hard because we've got feelings and emotions coming up. They mentioned in the comments tonight that we're getting bombarded by these solar flares right now. So these are upgrades. These are, again, those really high frequency, intense energies that is pushing all of that lower vibrational stuff to the surface. So we're feeling all kinds of stuff. And the other question was about the ringing in the ears.
Can you clarify that question? I don't fully understand that. Did you mean when you say harness the ringing in the ears? You mean you want to use it for something, for some kind of sonic wave?
Sometimes David gets ringing in the ears, and then we'll see a shift, like we'll see a spaceship.
Often.
That sounds like spacecraft.
So there can be a lot of things, and Kelly talked about this recently, I think on air or not, but to me, I certainly remember the conversation. There can be misalignments with your jaw that cause ringing in your ears that people think is a spiritual happening, which is actually a misalignment from your
TMJ. You can
right.
literally see a chiropractor and he can help you with the ringing in your ears. So there are many, many, many ascension symptoms right now.
Yeah.
Fatigue is a big one for you. Emotional is one for me. Ringing in the ears, a lot of people talk about that. So it just depends. Is that happening, from your body, from something, from stress? There can be something else going on there, but
but it could be it could be from
an ascension symptom.
The frequencies that are raising. The ringing in my ears is permanent, it's constant, and it has different levels depending on different beings and things that come in, the experiences I have, things that happen. Very, very real, and everyone has got different experiences on their journey. But I find when I come out of sleep, most of all, it feels like I'm coming out of a pressure chamber. It's really quite extraordinary. It feels like there's a big pressure release and there's a different kind of ringing, and you have lots of different stuff. So
all we can do is our own individual self-love. So if you're having a really hard time with ascension symptoms and you're super fatigued and you're experiencing stomach aches and nauseous and ringing in the ears, again, it's all self-love. Do what you need to do, whatever you feel called to do. Take a lot of baths. I take a lot of baths because sometimes, I get pain and that helps me a lot. And I do go to the chiropractor and I do get back into alignment. And again, that's just another form of self-love, taking care of us, eating good food, taking care of the diet, doing all of the things that you need to do. There was a funny comment there that said over the last 3 years, people need to humble themselves. I think that, again, all we can do is focus on us and what is within. So always be the change that you want to see in the world. And
all right, final question, because we've got to get off air here. We're being a bit long. We'll do a Q&A. We've got a live coming up this coming Sunday, guys. More info on that in a second. But this ties into today, I think.
Okay, last one.
Where compassion stands, this is from Miriam. Where compassion stands when facing dark people, or where does compassion stand when facing dark people? Do we give love when we are attacked? I find it not hard, but not making sense, and that's my biggest struggle. So I think what you're saying there is how do we give compassion when we're feeling attacked? Well, first of all, feeling attacked is a choice. The physical attack is a little bit different, but there was a great conversation the other day with Aubrey Marcus and someone on his show, and I didn't go deep enough for my particular liking, but and I was telling you about this today, the whole sort of new age thing that's been, again, deliberately put into a label and deliberately put into a negative spot, is that there's only love and light. And actually there is. It's true. But the path to that is the love and light and compassion and empathy frequencies with the strong discernible boundaries that you create as an individual, which basically means anything that is not presented of the love and light for me and for the good of all, then I do not give you permission to act in a way other than that. And every boundary is different for everyone. So when you're being attacked by people, it's very difficult once they're in, when they're in an ego space, physically or otherwise. Your job is really to hold the light and definitely share with them love and light, and then create some either physical space or mental space for them until they're ready to return to the theater of interaction fully alive. And you can't affect that. You can certainly give it the best opportunity to happen by sending them. I like to just fill my heart space up like I did today, feeling there's a great golden white sun and feeling my body encompassed in golden white light, and then sharing that with the individual. Whether they take that or not, it's really, you can't really do anything about it.
So, I like that. So it's like, if you feel attacked, first of all, just remove yourself from whatever is making you feel that way. So if it's, I feel attacked because someone is pushing something on me that I don't want to do, or, just whatever that is, just try to remove yourself from that. You don't necessarily have to pour love into them. just pour love into yourself, into your light body, into your protection. Build yourself up so that you don't need to feel attacked, so that you don't need to buy into any of the fear, and just remind yourself that, you create your reality and you are a bubble of love and nothing can penetrate that. And then, just stepping back and distancing yourself from things that don't make you feel good, whether that be the news or certain conversations with people. If it's like your sister or your friend and they're constantly making you feel berated or attacked, you can remove yourself from that relationship and just, telling yourself that you really do deserve more than that. And you can just challenge them to kind of raise up to your level of love and hold space for them to do that. But nobody needs to remain in a place where they are being abused. And I think that, again, that is a choice to remain attached to those things and people and giving energy and attention to those things. So.
Yeah. Your only job in every interaction is to show up fully high vibrational as you can.
Hold your own vibration. So
communicate from that higher self.
So again, like, I feel like we're constantly in a state of bliss, peace, gratitude, joy, abundance, happiness, love. And it becomes very, very obvious when I start giving away my power and all of a sudden I'm, impatient and frustrated and overwhelmed. And, all of a sudden, like, I can tell right away, like, okay, I'm in a lower vibe right now. What's my deal? So whatever I have to do to kind of pour love into myself at that moment to get myself back to my norm, which is that high vibrational place. And I hope to see us all there together, and hopefully that's where we're at as the family of light.
So we have a live coming up this coming Sunday. We will advertise for that. If you want to get on the mailing list to never miss another meditation or another live show, please do go onto our website, thesunflowerlifedk. At the bottom of that page, there's a little form to fill out, a 2-line form to submit your email address, and that will go straight onto our mailing list. We don't spam people with stuff, and we're never going to do that. All we do is announcements for the work that we're doing and for our Global Mass Meditations Weekly. So jump on that. And if you want to get hold of the prayer that we used tonight, I will share a little link in the description to an iCloud upload. You can download it, one that we've got from this book, or you can just get this book. Where is it?
I don't know. I have everything here.
This Christ Returns book. If you feel like it resonates with you, I found this to be incredibly powerful and ties into a lot of these energies that I felt from Jeshua, from other books that I've read from him, specifically the Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East. So it did connect with me. One of you asked where I found that book. It just came to me. I think it was the next read in my study of Jesus and practice of his teachings. So that's the best reply I can give you. But this Sunday we've got a live show. It's going to be on the topic on the poll we just posted, and some of the things we've drawn from this poll may surprise you. Tune into that. It's going to be a very interactive session.
The poll he's referring to is
the flat Earth poll
versus round Earth. Yeah. Okay.
So
and everything in between. We got a ton of really interesting answers. We're excited to share that. We are excited to drop some website designs for some clothing. Yep. So we're going to be showing some of that, talking about that, and just coming on and doing a live where we can do a lot more talking like this, because I know everybody kind of hops on for our meditations. So again, you can hop onto our new website, thesunflowerlifedk. Woo woo! Finally up, and sign up for the mailing list. You can also give us a follow on Instagram at @the_sunflower_life. And we do tons of updates And our link is always in the bio for the next upcoming show. And we're so excited about our podcast. We will be announcing our guests soon, and it's going to be glorious.
It's going to be amazing.
And we'll have a new schedule coming out soon for the February meditations, the upcoming podcasts, and all that fun stuff. So yes, please get on the mailing list. Thank you all for your beautiful, incredible, amazing energy. You're all perfect. You're all exactly where you need to be. And we learned so much from you guys. So
thank you for your questions. Sorry, there was a whole ton of questions which I didn't get to, but we'll get to them another time maybe if it's all right. But thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for your presence and attendance with tonight's meditation. The Family of Light united once again. Very important that we continue to do this work together, individually as well, and together we will raise the vibration of the earth, of the collective, as we are already doing. But let's get a bit more intentional about it. Let's speed this process up, because we all want to move through and move above the matrix, and we have to do that individually and as a collective, the byproduct as such.
To get to the light, we must go through the darkness.
We must get to the outside world through the inside world.
I love that.
It's so important. So on that note, thank you guys. We send you love and light of the Most High, and send us a message if you feel called to do so. We don't get back to everyone, but we'll get back to you if we can. But we'll see you on the next show, which will be this Sunday. We can't wait for that. So lots of love. Have an amazing few days, and go and share the creator energies with all those that you interact with now and tomorrow and the next day.
Towards the light we go.